I'm 81 years old, and for 73 of those years, I was absolutely certain I was doing everything right. I had the corner office, the retirement account, the respect of my peers, my name on awards gathering dust in my garage. And I was completely, utterly miserable. Not dramatic misery, not the kind you see in movies, the quiet kind, the kind you don't even notice because you're too busy being successful, the kind that turns your entire life into background noise while you wait for something, anything, a feeling that never comes. Here's what nobody tells you. You can check every box society hands you and still feel like you're suffocating. I know because I did it. And if you're watching this, there's a good chance you're doing it right now. It was March of 2023. I was 79. I was in my study, the same study I'd spent 40 years in, answering emails on a Tuesday afternoon. Routine, predictable, safe. Then my chest tightened, not like you see in movies. It was subtle, a squeeze, like someone was slowly closing a fist around my heart. I remember thinking, this is ridiculous. I have a conference call in 30 minutes. That's how programmed I was, dying and worried about being late. My wife found me on the floor. I don't remember much after that. Hospital, doctors, the beeping machines. But I remember one moment with absolute clarity. I was lying in that hospital bed at 2 a.m, staring at the ceiling, and a nurse came in to check my vitals. She was young, maybe 30, and she smiled at me, a real smile, and said, "You're lucky. You get a second chance." And I started crying, not because I almost died, but because I realized I'd never actually lived. 79 years, and I couldn't remember the last time I felt anything. Joy, excitement, peace. I'd been running on autopilot for so long that I'd forgotten what it felt like to be present, to be human. The doctors said I needed rest. What I needed was a complete system reboot of my entire life. Let me tell you about the lie I believed. I graduated college in 1965. The world was different then, but the message was the same. Work hard, climb the ladder, provide, win. So that's what I did. I got the job, then the better job, then the promotion, the bigger house, the nicer car. I worked 60-hour weeks, then 70. I missed soccer games and school plays and family dinners because I was building something. Then people praised me for it. They called me dedicated, ambitious, a good provider. What they didn't tell me, what nobody tells you, is that ambition without purpose is just expensive distraction. I thought success was a destination, that if I just worked hard enough, made enough money, earned enough respect, I'd finally feel satisfied, complete, like I'd won. But here's the truth they don't put in the graduation speeches. Success doesn't fill the void, it decorates it. I'd spend 12 hours at the office, come home exhausted, eat dinner in silence, watch television I didn't care about, and go to bed. Then wake up and do it again. For decades. And the worst part? I told myself I was happy because I was successful, because my bank account said I was winning. But I wasn't happy. I was numb. And I mistook numbness for contentment because I didn't know what contentment actually felt like. You know what I remember from my 40s? Almost nothing. An entire decade, and it's just blank. Because I wasn't present for any of it. I was performing, playing a role. The successful man, the provider, the professional. I see young people doing this now, 25-year-olds grinding themselves into dust, bragging about their lack of sleep like it's a badge of honor, chasing promotions that come with a parking space and deeper emptiness. And I want to grab them by the shoulders and say, stop. You're running toward a cliff and calling it ambition. I have 3 children. I can count on one hand the number of real conversations I've had with each of them. My daughter got married in 1994. I was there, physically. But mentally, I was thinking about a client meeting the following Monday. I can barely remember the ceremony, but I remember being annoyed that it was cutting into my weekend. She has 2 kids now, my grandchildren. They're 12 and 14. I don't really know them. We exchange pleasantries at holidays. They're polite, distant. Because why wouldn't they be? I'm essentially a stranger who happens to share their DNA. My son called me in 2008. He was going through a divorce, struggling, needed someone to talk to. I told him I'd call him back after I finished a presentation. I never called back. We haven't spoken about it since. My youngest, my other daughter, she stopped trying around 2015. Just stopped calling. Stopped inviting me to things. We're cordial now, but there's nothing there. No warmth. No connection. Just obligation. And it's my fault. All of it. I thought providing for them was enough. I thought money equaled love. That my absence was justified because I was securing their future. But kids don't want a future. They want a father. They want someone who shows up, who listens, who cares about their day, their fears, their dreams. I gave them everything except myself. And now they're adults who don't need me. And it's too late. My wife, my late wife, she died in 2024. 53 years of marriage. In the hospital, those last few days, she held my hand and said, "I wish we'd traveled more." Simple sentence, but it destroyed me. Because we'd talked about traveling for years. After retirement, we'd say, when there's time, when we can afford it. We could always afford it. We had the money. What we didn't have was the courage to stop, to step off the treadmill, to choose living over accumulating. She wanted to see Ireland. Her grandmother was from Galway. We had the brochures. We talked about it every few years. Never booked it. Always next year. Always later. There is no later. Later is a lie we tell ourselves to avoid being present now. She's gone. Ireland's still there. And I have more money than I'll ever spend, and absolutely no one to spend it with. If you're in your 20s or 30s right now, listen to me. That promotion you're killing yourself for, it won't make you happy. It'll make you tired and give you a new set of problems and a slightly bigger paycheck that you won't have time to enjoy. That grind you're so proud of, it's not building character. It's building resentment and regret and a life you won't remember because you weren't actually present for any of it. I'm not saying don't work. I'm not saying don't have ambition. I'm saying know why you're working. Know what you're building toward. And for God's sake, don't sacrifice the irreplaceable for the replaceable. Your kids won't remember how many hours you worked. They'll remember whether you showed up. Your spouse won't remember how much money you made. They'll remember whether you were there, emotionally, mentally, fully. You won't remember the extra project you took on, but you'll remember the trip you didn't take, the conversation you didn't have, the moment you missed because you were too busy being productive. Stop trying to impress people you don't even like. Stop climbing ladders you're not sure you want to be on. Stop postponing your life for some imaginary future version of yourself who will finally have time to be happy. That person doesn't exist. There is only now. This moment, this day, and you're wasting it trying to become someone who deserves to be happy instead of just being happy. Here's what I do now with whatever time I have left. I call my kids every week, even though the conversations are awkward, even though there's distance and damage, because trying is better than not trying. I volunteer at a local library. I read to kids on Tuesday mornings. It doesn't pay anything. It doesn't build my resume. And it's the most meaningful thing I've done in decades. I take walks, long ones. I notice things. Trees, birds, the way light hits buildings. Sounds stupid, probably. But I spent 70 years not noticing anything. And it turns out the world is pretty remarkable when you actually look at it. I'm learning piano. At 81, I'm terrible. My fingers don't work like they used to, but I don't care because I'm doing it for me, not to impress anyone, not to achieve anything, just because I want to. These are small things, unremarkable things, but they're mine and they're real, and they make me feel alive in a way that 50 years of success never did. I can't get my time back. I can't undo the damage. I can't resurrect my wife or repair relationships that I let atrophy for decades. But you can. You still have time. Maybe not as much as you think. None of us do. But you have today, and that's enough to start. So ask yourself, if you died tomorrow, would you be satisfied with the life you've lived? Not the life you're planning to live. Not the life you'll live once you achieve X or earn Y. The life you're living right now, today. Would the people you love know they were loved? Would you have actually experienced your life or just performed it? Because here's what I learned at 79 years old, lying in a hospital bed, staring at a ceiling. Success doesn't matter. Not the way you think it does. Money doesn't matter. Status doesn't matter. What matters is people, connection, presence, meaning. What matters is whether you were actually here, whether you showed up, whether you loved the people you claim to love and did the things that made you feel alive. Everything else is just noise. Don't wait for a heart attack to figure this out. Don't wait until you're 81 and running out of time. Stop chasing the wrong gold. Start living today, now. Because I promise you, the corner office and the retirement account won't keep you warm when you're alone. They won't sit with you in the hospital. They won't remember you when you're gone. But the people you ignored while chasing them, they'll remember, and so will you. I'm sharing this because I don't want you to waste your life the way I wasted mine. If this resonated with you, leave a comment below. Tell me what you're going to stop chasing and what you're going to start living for. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Hit that subscribe button if you want more honest conversations about life, regret, and making the time you have count. And if you learned something today, give it a like. It helps more people find this message. Don't wait. Start now.